Hi, good day everyone. I am Joseph B. Pasqua, and today I am going to make a video presentation about the culture of the High Middle Ages. But before we proceed with the discussion proper, here are my objectives today. First, characterize the architecture of the High Middle Ages, particularly the Romanesque style churches and the Gothic cathedrals. Since the expression of architecture of the High Middle Ages was centered on the churches, those time the church was really a powerful and influential entity. We will be focusing on the Romanesque churches and Gothic cathedrals. The second objective that we have is to enumerate High Middle Ages universities and prominent university school of thought and personalities. The first architecture that we have during the High Middle Ages is the Romanesque. Romanesque means in a Roman way. Romanesque churches were built in the mid of the 11th century until the 13th century. They were primarily constructed in order to accommodate the numerous monks and priests, as well as the pilgrims who came to view the saints' relics. So we have here an example of a Romanesque church. We have the Basilica of Saint Sernin in Toulouse, France. Here is another view of the Basilica of Saint Sernin with its bell tower. Another view of the bell tower. And then we have the barrel vault of the Basilica. And then we have here the Latin cross plan. Now let us discuss the characteristics of a Romanesque church. Firstly, the Romanesque churches were built in the basilica shape used in the construction of churches in the late Roman Empire, and they followed the Latin cross plan. If you are going to look at the Romanesque church from above or from an aerial view, you will be looking at a church which follows a Latin cross plan. And then the second characteristic of a Romanesque church is that the Romanesque builders replaced the flat wooden roof of the basilica with a long round stone arch vault, and this is called a barrel vault. Another innovation was a cross vault, which two barrel vaults intersected. So before the emergence of the Romanesque churches, we had the basilicas, which has a wooden flat roof. The Romanesque builders innovated it, made the roof made out of stone, and supported it with a barrel vault or a long stone arch vault. The third characteristics of a Romanesque church is that due to extremely heavy stone roofs, Romanesque churches required massive pillars and walls to hold them up, and this left little space for the windows. So Romanesque churches were dark on the inside. So yun nga, from the flat wooden roof, the Romanesque churches has evolved to having heavy stone roofs. So dapat yung support niya should be large pillars and walls. So yung result is dark yung interior. And the last and fourth characteristic of the Romanesque churches is it has a large tower. Let us now proceed with the discussion on the Gothic architecture. The term Gothic architecture originated as a pejorative description, meaning it is a negative description. Giorgio Vasari used the term barbarous German style to describe what is now considered the Gothic style. He attributes various architectural features to the Goths, whom he held responsible for destroying the ancient building after they conquered Rome. The Gothic architecture was popular in Europe from 12th to 16th century during the High and Late Middle Ages. And the Gothic architecture evolved from the Romanesque architecture and was succeeded by Renaissance architecture. Let us now discuss the characteristics of a Gothic cathedral. First, the replacement of the round barrel vault of the Romanesque churches with a combination of reeve vaults and pointed arches. So yung sa left photo is a photo of the Romanesque vault or the barrel vault. And the right photo is now the innovated Gothic vault. This vault, the Gothic vaults has these uses. First, the Gothic churches became higher than the Romanesque churches because of the revolts and pointed arches. So, mas naging matangkad yung churches because of the revolts and the upward pointed vault. Secondly, the use of revolts and pointed arches creates an impression of outward movement as if the building is reaching to God. The second characteristic of the Gothic cathedral is its flying buttress. It is a heavy arch support of stone built onto the outside of the walls. The flying buttress made possible to distribute the weight of the church vaulted ceilings outward and down. This therefore eliminated the heavy vaults needed in Romanesque churches to hold the weight of the massive barrel vaults. So this is an innovation from the Romanesque church which required massive pillars and thick walls. Because of the flying buttress, the walls of the church become thinner. Because of that, we have the third characteristic of a Gothic cathedral, which is stained glass windows. The Gothic cathedrals were made with relatively thin walls since they were not supporting great weight. These walls could be filled with stained glass. These windows depict religious scenes and scenes from daily life. These colored glass windows create a play of light inside the cathedral, a natural light that symbolizes the divine light of God. Kung yung Romanesque cathedral needed massive pillars and thick walls creating a dark interior, the flying buttress allowed the Gothic cathedral to have a relatively thin walls, so stained glasses could be installed on the walls. We are now done with the discussion of the Romanesque churches and Gothic cathedrals. Let us now proceed with the discussion of the universities. The university comes from a Latin universitas magistrorum et scholarium, which approximately means community of teachers and scholars. This is a very important topic of the High Middle Ages because the university that we know today with the faculties, students, and degrees is a product of High Middle Ages. The very first university in the world is the University of Bologna in Italy, and which was founded in 1088. We also have the University of Paris, the very first university in Northern Europe, founded in 1150. And now, we have the famous Oxford University in England, founded in 1096. Dito sa Oxford University, sinasabing nag-aral si Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, na sinasabing nagtapos ng Special Diploma in Social Studies. The universities taught grammar, rhetoric, logic, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. In the universities, the students could also get doctoral degrees in law, medicine, and theology. However, in the High Middle Ages, the most highly regarded subject was theology, or the study of God and religion. Out of the university, there emerged a school of thought, which was scholasticism. They tried to reconcile faith and reason. In order to achieve this, they employed the works of Greek philosophers such as Aristotle. They argued that faith must not be a pure belief, but should also have a ground on reality. One of the most famous scholastic scholars was Saint Thomas Aquinas, a Dominican priest, a saint, and a doctor of the church, who attempted to reconcile Aristotle with the doctrines of Christianity. And Thomas Aquinas was best known for his work Summa Theologica. And part of the Summa Theologica was his famous proof of God's existence. I think that's all the discussion that I have for you today. Thank you for listening attentively. Have a great day. Thank you.